picture this. It's a gorgeous Saturday morning, and you're tackling a totally normal DIY project. Maybe cleaning out those stubborn gutters, fixing a couple loose shingles, or just helping out the neighbor next door. You're up on the ladder, everything feels completely routine, and then, in literally a fraction of a second, the ladder slips. A massive fall, instant injury, blaring sirens. Look, as someone who advises homeowners on risk every single day, I have seen this exact scenario play out way too many times. And what you probably don't know about insurance after a ladder accident, it could absolutely blindside you. So stick with me, because in just a couple of minutes, I'm gonna reveal a massive, completely avoidable mistake people make right after an accident that totally ruins their chances of seeing a single dime. $50 grand. Let that number sink in for a second. Days after the ambulance leaves and that initial adrenaline rush wears off, the harsh reality arrives right in your mailbox. Surgery, physical therapy, emergency transport, it piles up staggeringly fast. I've personally sat across the table from clients who are completely pale, clutching a stack of hospital bills, just staring at a figure they absolutely do not have sitting in their checking account. And when you're holding a $50,000 invoice for a shattered ankle, one panicked question immediately takes over your brain. Seriously, who actually foots the bill here? Well, most homeowners live in this beautiful, highly dangerous bubble of false security. We all kind of believe that simply paying our premium every month creates this magic, invisible shield that covers absolutely every single accident that happens on the property. Yeah, wrong. Insurance companies do not just blindly write blank checks the second someone hits the dirt. There are extremely strict conditions. So if you're sitting there thinking you're perfectly safe from a financial disaster right now, the specific loopholes we're about to dive into are going to completely change how you look at your own backyard. An actual payout hinges on a highly specific checklist. The insurer is going to demand to know 5 crucial things. Who exactly was injured? Where on the property did it happen? What was the actual root cause? Was it user error or did a rung snap? What type of insurance is even in play? And what does the policy actually cover? From my experience, almost nobody reads the fine print of their policy until the ambulance is already in the driveway. And by then, it's tragically too late. But hey, if you think dealing with your own injuries is a maze, just wait until someone else gets hurt. Okay, this is where the stakes get incredibly high. Falling from your own ladder is one thing. You own the house, you own the ladder, you get hurt. Most people assume their homeowner's policy will pay out, but honestly, it frequently excludes the homeowner's own injuries, tossing you right over to your personal health insurance. But the flip side of this? It is a total unmitigated nightmare. A guest falling from your ladder. Imagine your best friend comes over to help out. They climb your ladder, it slips, they break their back. You aren't just dealing with a sad Saturday afternoon anymore. You are plunging headfirst into a massive liability risk. The whole situation instantly shifts into the terrifying realm of guest liability. It transforms a simple medical emergency into a high-stakes, highly complicated legal and financial investigation. When a guest is injured using your equipment on your property, your homeowner's liability coverage might kick in, but trust me, it is never automatic. The insurance company is going to look directly at you to determine if your negligence caused your buddy's injury. Your friend's health insurance might literally sue your homeowner's insurance just to recoup their own costs. It is an immediate, incredibly aggressive pivot. The very second that claim gets filed, the rapid-fire interrogation begins. Was the property actually safe? Or was the ground super muddy and uneven? Was the ladder defective? Actually, did you knowingly hand your friend a broken piece of equipment? Were proper precautions taken, like did someone hold the base? How you answer these specific questions can be the literal difference between your insurance covering that 50 grand or you having to remortgage your house to pay for your friend's spinal surgery. It gets expensive and it gets tense very, very fast. People really underestimate the sheer scale of this investigation process. It is incredibly intimidating. Adjusters scrutinize absolutely everything. They demand photos of the scene. They require recorded, formal statements from both you and your injured friend. They're going to comb through medical records and physically inspect your property. It's essentially a forensic deep dive into your weekend. And during this high-pressure scrutiny, panicked homeowners consistently make fatal errors. In fact, you might be at risk of making one of these huge mistakes right now. So let's break down the 5 fatal mistakes that will completely destroy your claim. Mistake 1, waiting too long to report it. Look, delaying equals denial, plain and simple. Mistake 2, zero documentation. If you don't snap photos before you clean up the mess, your proof vanishes. Mistake 3, making assumptions. Never tell your friend, hey, don't worry, my insurance will cover it. Never promise that. Mistake 4, ignoring policy exclusions. But mistake 5, oh man, it's the absolute worst. Social media. People will literally post a picture of the broken ladder on Facebook and write, "Oops, guess I shouldn't have used the busted ladder. Sorry, Dave." You have literally just handed the insurance company a written, time-stamped confession of negligence. These common mistakes don't just delay things, they completely derail the entire claims process. I really cannot emphasize this enough. An insurance adjuster's job is to protect the insurance company's bottom line. If you start posting on social media, fail to take photos, or just blindly assume you have coverage, you are handing them the exact ammunition they need to deny your claim. And if they deny it, that $50,000 medical bill lands directly on your kitchen table. You are left fully exposed, potentially facing a massive lawsuit from your own friend. All right, so how do we stop this from ever happening to you? Think of me as your inside advisor, securing your assets right now. Here's your 6-step defense plan. 1. Do an annual review of your policies so you know your exact guest liability limits. 2. Maintain strict property safety. If a ladder's broken, throw it in the trash. 3. Document any accident immediately with your phone. 4. Keep all those photos and records securely organized. 5. Report incidents to your agent promptly, even if you really doubt you're going to file a claim. And 6. Truly understand your liability coverage before the disaster actually strikes. It's a really stark contrast, isn't it? A ladder accident takes, maybe 2 seconds? But the financial hangover can literally last for years. One tiny slip of the foot, and you could be paying off a legal settlement for a decade. In an emergency, having the knowledge beforehand is every bit as critical as having the coverage itself. Smart, focused people don't wait until the ambulance lights are flashing in the window to start figuring out how their homeowner's policy works. Navigating these bizarre hidden traps is exactly why you need the right knowledge in your corner. If you're getting value out of this explainer, you absolutely need to subscribe to NexClaim. We don't just decode insurance claims. We dive deep into avoiding catastrophic tax mistakes, uncovering banking secrets, locking down your financial protection, fighting for your consumer rights, and building genuine wealth. Protecting what you already have is step 1 to growing what you have. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the insider strategies that keep your hard-earned assets safe. So let me leave you with this final thought. Do you think most homeowners actually understand what's covered by their insurance policy? After what we just went through today, from those sneaky guest liability traps to absolute social media disasters, I think we both know the scary answer to that. But hey, I want to hear from you. Have you ever actually checked your own guest liability limits? Did this explainer make you rethink having a buddy over to clean the gutters this weekend? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep learning.